This is the very last session. We have a dean of our university, Mr. Inagami, and also from Unical International, Ms. Kaori Sasaki, President and CEO of E-Woman. And the theme of this talk session is, where is diversity aiming? Diversity, ordinarily in our environment, well, when it comes to employment and the gender gap, we hear diversity, but you have to have a different perspective. Gender discrimination or country discrimination and border or obsession, there might be some of these we might be facing, but there is a meaning of this diversity. It's not only employment between different genders, but from different wider perspective, you have to break such walls and boundaries so that you see something new or different in their mind or brain. Diversity, this word might be different things. It's just like, being from universe. Well, my children think that I am from other universe. I'd like to introduce Kaoru-san. She is a company president, CEO of E-Woman, but at this moment she was a TV program caster, and she was in South Africa covering, and she was shot by gun. So that was one of the experience, and she has gained a lot of journalistic experience. And at this moment, diversity is what she paid a lot of attention to, and there are many cooperation people, and they are involved with JAL NEC and external director Kaori Sasaki. No, I'm not involved with JAL NEC. I see. Anyway, Ajinomoto, are you an external director? No. Well, as an external director, NEC and APG, this is a medium-sized company. Another one is Tokyo Kaijo. I am an auditor, external auditor, and Tokyo Kaijo Marine Insurance. And also, we are going to have an international conference for women in business. This is the 20th. So past 20 years, she has been holding this conference, and some male company presidents were bullying her. Why do they have to conduct such a conference? But Prime Minister Abe is protecting her, and he was on top of the stage, and he's talking about female employment percentage, so much percentage. This is what our Prime Minister is talking about nowadays. So diversity is a major topic in her talk session, and diversity covers a lot of ground. I would like you to realize what diversity can include. And also, yes, we have Inakage, professor, and without Professor Inakage, I would not have been staying with the KMD or Keio University. When there are some troubles we are facing, Professor Inakage recognizes and tells us what we can do. So he is a wonderful person. Well, Professor Inakage is from the same university. I'm praising him quite a lot, but together with Professor Inakage, we will be able to nurture young, promising people. Please enjoy their talk session. So the very first question, I'd like her start introducing. Okay, thank you. Hi, good evening. There's some empty seat over there. Please come forward because there are some empty seats, and there are some latecomers. They will be taking some backside seats. Therefore, please be kind enough to come forward. Is it okay? And there are some people who have joined us right now. So latecomers will have a time to take the seat. Yeah, good evening. E-Woman, Unicode International. I am a CEO and president. My name is Sasaki. Well, I was asked to introduce myself. Therefore, I have brought some slides. I'm not spending so much time. Unicode International is the very first company. It is 29th year, and we have two simultaneous interpreters from Unicode International. They are excellent interpreters, and we have interpreters capable in 70 different languages. This is the 29th anniversary for Unicode International. I'm sure some participants here are younger than 29 years old. And there's one more thing. E-Woman is a company. Year 2000, I have established this company, E-Woman. What we are doing is here. This is Ajinomoto. It is a toast salad collaboration. This is one big major hit dressing. This is a powder dressing we have created together with Ajinomoto. For instance, they have spent time taking their position as a working men's household maker. So it is a joint collaboration, and this is Melon. It is a supplement, and also we have other products as well. Like I was introduced, International Conference for Women in Business has something to do with the diversity, today's topic. Diversity is a very big theme. Every year, there are so many speakers and workshops introduced starting from 10 o'clock up until late in the evening. Yeah, this is 10-hour-long conference. 26th of July, this is the 20th. Make history is a theme for this International Conference for Women in Business. Already, applications were collected from over 1,000 people. Junior high, high school, and university students are applying to this conference. And also, our youngest applicant is, last year, he was a sixth grader in primary school. And his mother bought 2 tickets, and last year they have joined this conference. And this boy is now willing to come over. Therefore, junior high first grader and his mother has bought 2 tickets, and he has to be absent from his club activity. But we would like to appreciate this mother and the son. Well, from all over the world, many participants arrived here. Single participant, 60%, and 30 embassies and ambassadors, officials will be joining us from 31 different companies. And Prime Minister Abe was joining us. And male CEOs, presidents are joining us as well. And 26th of July this year. And there was a newscaster I was introduced some time ago when Unicode International established. About 6 years, I was working for news station for 6 years, and I was a TV Asahi news reporter. Well, 25 or 30 countries is where I have visited, and one of them is South Africa. And I was shot by a gun, and I had my bullet from my body extracted, and it has something to do with the diversity. Today's theme as well, this experience. Well, sometimes I work as a commentator for some TV programs nowadays, and today, this evening, this afternoon, I was with the Goody Fuji TV program. I was in that TV program, and Ronald, soccer player, was in that program, and I was very excited to be in that live show, and I have 2 children. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce myself, and I have some slides I'd like to share with you.
My background, I don't have opportunity to introduce myself. People who know me, who don't know me.
宇宙人と言われてるんですが、
So I'm like ET.
変なやつが
There's
大学の教
extraterrestrial.
員をやっているの
I'm
だ
a
とい
professor,
うことを少
faculty
し
of
自己分
university.
析を始めて、
So I
なんで宇宙人
started
と言われるのかない
self-analysis.
つもと思って
Why
ですね、
everybody thinks of me as
なんかいつの
ET.
間にかそれが定着してしまって、
So, but everybody thinks
自
of
己
me
分
that way.
析をしたものをちょっとス
So
ライドで
I
言
did
うと、
some self-analysis
国旗が
in
3
these
つあるん
like
ですけど
3
も、
flags.
宇宙人と言われながらパスポートは日本のパ
I
スポート
have
をちゃんと持
Japanese
ってます、宇
passport,
宙人でも。
although I'm
で、
ET.
幼少の頃からです
When I
ね、
was
ドイツ
small,
に
I
7
spent time
年
in
間住んでたことが
Germany 7
ありま
years.
して、かなりやっぱり小さい時に
When
海
I was
外のあ
small,
る
I have
文化に
international
接している
experience.
と、その影響っていうのはすごく大
That
きい。
influence is very strong.
で、日本に戻ってきて、
Came back to
今度
Japan
小学校の高学年から中学までアメリカ
from
右側の方に
Junior
ニューヨーク
from
に
I was in New York with my father.
滞在してました。
The latter part of primary and early junior high,
刺激をものに受けやすい年代
more
なので、
sensitive age.
ある種アメリカ株でっていう
So
か、アメリ
I'm a
カ
bit
の良い
Americanized.
面も悪い面も
I know the
含めて
pros and cons of America.
います。で、日本に戻ってきて
And
高校
coming
を
back
過ご
to
したんですけども
Japan, high school,
アメリカの大学のキャンパスを見る機会が
I had opportunity to go to the American
素晴ら
campus,
しさに惚れ込んで
university campus, and I
ぜひ
loved it.
アメリカで
So I wanted to go back and study in the U.S. So I convinced my parents, went back to the U.S., graduate school,
行ったということで、
university.
まあそういう意味で
So in that
住んで
sense,
いたことがあるという国が
countries that I've
長年
lived
に
in.
わたって日本を離れていた。
So I've been away from Japan very long. Not the whole period, but it was going back and forth.
なぜか日本語はある程度
So I speak some Japanese.
ということで時々驚かれますが、
So people are
まあ
so
そういうようなバッ
shocked.
クグラウンドを持
So
ってい
that's
る
my
ので、
background.
違う文化を
Different culture. I
あ
have
る種の
been
多様性っていうかダイバーシティ
accustomed
を
to. So that diversity
幼少から
is what I've experienced in my life.
これ一つ目です。
That's one.
二つ目は
Number
アメリカ
two,
でそういうわけで大
US
学留学をして
I
学
went
部
to
大学院とずっと
University and graduate school.
そもそも高校卒業した時に
After
何や
high
りたいか
school,
よくわかんないです
I didn't know what I wanted to be. I wanted to do this,
まあ
that.
先ほどのセッションでスターがすご
In
く
the
大事って言わ
earlier
れて、いろんな
session,
憧れのスターがいて、
you have to have
これになり
different
たいこれにな
star
りたいって言っては親に本当にそれ食べていけると思うのと言われて、
people that you want
じゃあ違うこれになりたい
to strive to be.
ことを続けているうちに
And I went after that.
学部は上にあるオーバーリン会
I went to Oberlin College in Ohio, a very local place.
リベラルアーツといって
Liberal arts,
まあ4年間
4 years.
自分発見をしましょうという
There's
ことで
self-discovery.
いろんなことができる
You can do all sorts of things.
あるんですけど、一応卒業するためには何
To
か宣言
graduate,
をしなきゃい
you
けない
have
経済
to
ということを宣言しました。
vocalize
で
what you want to do. I
ほと
said
んど何も
economics.
知らない経済学部生で一応
So I didn't know
卒業
much
証書
about
大学
economics.
卒
So I got a degree in economics, but nobody believes me.
同僚で大親友は何人もいるんですけど、
My best friends in the US,
経済だったの知らなかった。
I never knew you studied economics. What did I study?
みんなが信じてたのはその下にある
Everybody thought I was doing this, sound design,
いろんな音響
different
こと
sound.
に興味あったので、レコー
I
ディ
was
ングエ
very
ン
much
ジニアになって
into recording
夏休みで
engineer. I went to Toshiba EMI as an intern.
レコーディングとか
Tulip
いろんな人たちのレコーディン
recording,
グに立ち会って
different recordings. I was there.
もしかしてファン
You love tulips?
追っかけある曲の
I used to be a
作詞
great
を
fan.
その場で財津さんがしてたんでどうしようって言ったら
Zai's son was
これでいいかな
doing his
わかる
lyrics.
君あ
He
いいと思い
said,
ま
"Do you
す
think it's good?" So I said, "Yeah,
クレ
great."
ジットが欲しかった
I wanted the credit for the
ちょっと
lyrics.
余談ですね
So that's on the
あと
side.
音響楽コンサートホール
concert hall
レコーディングスタジオを
acoustics
設計するためのそういう
For the recording studios.
ただやコンピューターに興味あったの
Oh,
で
I had interest in computers, so computer programming. So I did all sorts of things. And this slide is from a theatrical performance, sound design. So creative activities and technology side. I can't be too vocal. I'm still an economics major, so I did all different things. I pursued an expression, so I went to graduate school in California College of Arts and Crafts
そこでビデオアートっていうものをやったんですけど
and studied video art.
コンピューターで音を作り
Creating sound with a
電子楽
computer,
器と電子映像を
electronic
使った作品を作りたいでじゃあ音視覚と聴
is
覚
how
って
you
何だろう
create
とい
it.
うことで
What
共
is
感覚という言葉に出会って
I came to
す
this
ごく深く
acoustic area that I wanted to learn.
でその後
And then I went
アナログの
to
こういう機械を使
analog
っ
machine, only very few analog machines left in this world. I now knew that computer could do things. There is this computer graphics world. He told me. I went to Media Lab to study computer graphics. I started with acoustics, visual, and taking the U.S. experience, I came to Japan. In computer graphics in Japan, I started my career. In those days, computer graphics, there weren't too many in this field. So people thought I was like E.T. and people talked about me a lot. So diversity is an advantage. So using computer graphics, different contents industry, I started left-hand side Hollywood, special effects, Visual Effects Society, the first 500. Ed Catmull, the Disney president, Pixar president, and the contents expertise is to attract people or convince people, or it's designing services that appeals to people. It's very significant. Product development that we already talked about. So I wanted to use that in different fields. So World Economic Forum group, I'm active today. This World Economic Forum, I learned that all different background people are coming together in this environment. Government, public sector, private sector, academia. Expertise are all different. That different people working together, doing the same thing together, is very unique. And globally, to think, it's very important. I learned that very much. That's diversity, I think. Coming back to Japan Media Lab, why Japanese companies are investing in Media Lab, I was very much interested in that. Eventually, in Japan, I like to be able to have similar like Media Lab. So I had that vision. And after returning, I was in the contents world. So I came together with Keio. And my home was nearby, so they are going to create a new graduate school together with Mr. Furukawa, create this new graduate school, so KMD. So that's why we have KMD. So based on KMD, diversity is very, very important to KMD. What kind of diversity? Past experience, different cultural people come together. You need to use English as a language. So 40% are international students from around the world. Countries that you've never even heard about are here together. Or customs are different, or the common things are totally different with these people, which we learn every day. And students who apply and come in, the background, the expertise are totally different. So totally different areas of studies. We have medical and a dentist, I believe, right? And age group is diverse. Just under 20 to 60s, they could be father and son. And some people have already listed their own company as a success story. There are people who may have failed along the way, or directors or CEOs of a listed company, or a graphic designer, architect who's well known. New grads who know nothing but very agile are there. This diversity is the greatness of KMD. So to make them collaborate. World Economic Forum collaboration is its key. Not similar people, but different type of people working to collaborate is the most important. So we try to realize this in KMD. Innovation, we need serendipity, and different people coming together is the trigger to create something new. This post-it was two people from different area coming together brought this great hit of post-it.
So therefore, this word diversity, well, it's not a gender difference. It's not a racial difference. Diversity goes beyond different industry and boundary and age difference. Diversity covers a lot of ground, and not only that, each individual has diversity. So how can we strengthen diversity? This is what we have to do. This is a mission of KMD. Well, diversity has been covering much greater than what we used to see. You might not have seen other elements of diversity. So I'd like you to touch upon other elements of diversity. Yes, diversity means, in my mind, what I cherish a lot, viewpoint, and also the way you think. So if I say something very extreme, let's say if you are 60 years old and all of them men have graduated from Tokyo University and they have housewives only doing household work, and 12 men in the 60s are company executives, directors. But if these 12 60-year-old men have a different perspective, having discussion, they come up with different ideas, then this is a very affluent diversity, in my opinion, ultimately. However, therefore, actually, you do not have to include so much percentage of female participants or from different birthplace. No, it's not necessarily so. This is my ultimate diversity idea. You have to be as creative as possible, as original as possible, where you can make contribution. This is the diversity, in my opinion. However, it is almost like a miracle. It does not take place like that. Men in their 60s, they are wearing black suits, graduated from the same university, and a very similar, identical house environment. They have a different experience, but the result may not be so diversified. Therefore, external, the erector will be appreciated, and different age participants will be appreciated. Well, gender difference and different country of origin and interest level, living environment, and LGBT. Eligibility, as you know it very well, lesbian, LGBT, transgender, lesbian. And in Shibuya world, equal partnership legislation is now in place, enacted as well. So in the United States, same-sex marriage has become legitimate. Yeah, LGBT. And the legislation enacted in the United States is drawing a lot of attention. So about 7 years ago, we have touched upon such issues. E-woman, about 10 years ago, we started discussing this LGBT discussion. Well, in the past, let's say civil rights and the women's rights, human rights from the very original part, from a labor union, they started talking about human rights. But LGBT does cover a lot about market value as well. As a voter, LGBTs are very powerful voters. In our world, there are many LGBT people, but they are not included in decision-making position in companies. Well, good products cannot be created. Or maybe some products might be causing negative impact to LGBT. Therefore, LGBT groups in company should be created, in my opinion. When I have a lecture, when I start talking about LGBT, for instance, in New York, when I stay in New York, there is a hotel room and there is a very thin booklet or guidebook. In that index, it says restaurants, information, hotels and restaurants and theaters and art and off-Broadway. There are so many tags you find. In one area, you find LGBT. Quite a long time ago, I have taken some pictures of such information. So theater, restaurant, LGBT is in there. LGBT people are staying in one hotel, and where can they find their friends or colleagues? It is one business in the United States. Dentsu has come up with a report, and we are going to have LGBT session in our international conference for women in business. So in a way, people who did not pay so much attention is now paying attention to this LGBT. Same equal right was what we used to say, but Prime Minister is now talking about this LGBT as one of economic issues. So equality or women liberation are different from LGBT. In Japan, and women and LGBT people will be contributing further enhancement of Japanese economy. Some company management people, men, may not like female executives. However, if it is economically successful making money, then men might be appreciating that. So this is one of the keys to make more progress. It's one of the keys. Well, Ogarin College, when I was in university, I was living in a dormitory. And that dormitory I used to live in, the toilet and shower rooms are connected with certain walls. There's only one facility men and women have to use. This facility, well, when it comes to using a shower, there will be some problems when two genders get together. So it's just like a bath, hot spring bath. Man is using, woman is using. But when it comes to using toilet, it is jointly shared by men and women. So it's within a everyday culture. When it is used, we do not take it something for observed. So it was observed in our environment very naturally. What you're talking about before was, well, people may not agree to such environment, but if people find it is a market value making money, it's kind of unnatural. Yes, it is unnatural. But at the initial stage, people start thinking about end result or impact. Well, once you open a door of some area, oh, there's a lock closed so tightly, and you start beating this door. It's time for you to open this door. And when you're fighting against the door, the window next to the door is open. Well, LGBT people say from the very front, say, please understand. Instead of saying from the front door, well, you make money, profitable. Then this approach is also one thing you can resort to. I think female issue, well, instead of crying, so much percentage of women should be involved, having high position in company. Well, some products created by women will sell pretty well. Then men will be giving high opinion. California, San Francisco, in those places, LGBT people have very liberal ideas. But right next to that, Silicon Valley companies, organization structures do not accommodate such LGBT environment. LGBT is one thing, and community creation in one business area, I think these are not fitting with each other. It's a kind of mismatch. It's a issue we're facing. Well, LGBT is what we have to discuss. I think we may continue this for a long, long time. So instead of talking about contradiction, what should we talk about? Diversity. So is there anything you'd like to touch upon? Yeah, diversity. elements, factors of elements of diversity. I have given you some nationality difference and age difference in diversity. In the United States, I was talking. I was an advisory board person for financial institution, and diversity board was in New York, and LGBT was something we have worked upon. Young Professional is one organization. That means in financial institution, young people have selected some representatives, and we had a monthly discussion, and we are trying to absorb pick up their opinions. It's a global financial institution in the United States. It's a South American group also. East Asian group was there in that financial institution. There are many groups over there. But the grouping up was nationality and race and age, LGBT, and gender. In Japan, new graduates join companies, mid-career people. I think mid-career people and the new graduates from university should get together when you create company units.
2020-30, have you ever heard of that? 2020-30 is 2020. Leadership role, women should be 30%. Prime Minister Abe said that, 2020-30. That should be the target, he said, including United Nations. Japan's going to do 2020-30. I think it will not happen, but for him to say that and advocate it, the Keidan economic circles are starting to work, Japanese companies. In the parliamentary session, there is a bill pending for more women to be active. Then companies have a numerical target that they have to commit. Maybe not 30, but 5 will be 8% or 16%. They have to advocate. They have to explain on the web why they didn't meet their target if they do not achieve it. That's the first step. And then on their securities prospectus, they also have to write that down. So disclosure is going to be responsibility. Prime Minister, not gender equality. He says it's an economic issue because of him saying that and having that numerical target and then having external directors. And we make some proposals and those things that he has said. So Keitan and Doyukai, big economic organizations are starting to put action plans together. This is huge. That 20th International Conference for Women in Business, the first one. Why do you want to host this? Women are losers in the economy in Japan. That's what major companies said. There's no point in doing this. No one's going to want to come here. But last year, Prime Minister came. And this year, we have more than 1,000 attendees applying. And 30 embassies, ambassadors, counselors are coming. We don't ask, but everybody has to apply by web. So you look at random who's applying, listed company, male president, 60 years, applying himself to attend. In the memo, comment, please contact my secretary. I searched on the Google, and it's truly him. Please, another chairman, a different company chairman. In the comment, I heard Kaori Sasaki's lecture. So these men coming over the web, this is also a major switch. It's 50,000 yen. 50,000 is cheap. That kind of conference, that was true. 400, 500,000. It's 10 hours, 58 people. You will never hear. These keynote speakers are there. When we are asked to be lecturer, you only are there for a few minutes for major events, for famous speakers. Our conference, 58 speakers have to stay from morning till night for 10 hours. Those participants queue up from 7:30 and 10 hours and a half. They're not late, they don't go home, they don't sleep. Even if they're alone, they make friends and go home. Men too. They can participate, and students too. This is also diversity, I think. Surprising people would be sitting. We have this female president. H&M, the Swedish president was there. Right. We see successful president executives, they're there for the full day. And high school students, they're applying because they want to speak up in the forum. There are high school students who are waiting to have opportunity to speak up. High schools students are savvy. They use their uniform to appeal that they're high school. It stands out. Why are they wearing school uniform on a Sunday? This is my brand. So they come in their school uniform. So they're very strategic and savvy. And they are there in discussions without translator. Everything is diversity. And as you said, inside that person, they need to be very agile. Otherwise, you cannot absorb. You have to be very flexible. Western society, your position is very important. Whatever topic you need to have your perspective. That's important. Otherwise, you cannot. Question, e-women website. There's a roundtable for working people. There is a rule for comment. It says I statement. Recently, young people, you're not supposed to say recent young people. Recently, I feel this way is okay because that's fact. I like red is okay. But recently, girls like pink is not good comment. So whatever topic, like we talk about North Korea, Okinawa, difficult topics, Asahi newspaper, commentary person, should we take out Asahi out of publication? We do different 3,000 topics. You have to say I statement. I starts like. That's the basis of my diversity. To create a diverse society. And the leader needs to make sure that everyone can comment. Those who sit there should not be just waiting. If there are 10 people, 10 types of proposal recommendation should come out of them. What can you recommend? What kind of comment can you say? You always need to be thinking about what can you say. Make sure you can state I. Diversity has a purpose. 10 people cannot just go on different areas and make it a chaos. How can all of them become working together, make it a team to make better result? So this is the big vision, purpose that they share. Based on that vision, everybody have their own original output. Or for the team, it would be an input. That's diversity is important. So basic is I statement. On the web, I want people to practice their I statement. I've been doing this. 1 million access not even 1 yen profit. That's a volunteer act. So that's education for diversity. U.S. International Conference. I'm a member of that committee. Team building is very important, like Microsoft did. I statement always is in people's mind, but people have personalities. People are shy sometimes, especially some are very proactive. The leader has to be a person who can balance that out. The mechanism would be everybody has to look at each other's personality and appreciate each other is within the team building. For each individual's unique personality, it's going to be very positive. So creating organization, that's an exercise. That's part of the activity. So I was quite impressed with that.
Well, there were some photographs I have seen. This international conference, everyone is sitting, taking seats with a round table, and they have to keep on looking at people on the stage, and they meet for the first time, but about one single theme they discuss very freely, and it is the conference. In 10-hour-long conference, you will be creating a new relationship with the participants, right? And you yourself will be changed in your conference. Yes, 20 years ago, such a conference style was not available in Japan, did not exist. Well, we have starting from 10 to 2 o'clock, we have overall conference. Round the table has 8 people or 10 participants, and we have tables. And in the morning, there are silverware prepared by hotel staff. And if it were 9 participants on one table, you will be up until 10 to 2 o'clock. You will finish lunch, you listen to lectures, and during lunchtime you talk with your colleagues. Therefore, you make friends. Like I said, 7:30 you line up, queue up. So you are not alone, but they are exchanging business cards while they are queuing up. And it's a very friendly atmosphere. In the afternoon, we have different themes, both in English or in Japanese. Let's say 3 Japanese and 2 for or university style interpreting and so on. So we have many discussions. 70 minutes panel. People will have 30 minutes and discussion will be 40 minutes. So many people raise hands and we have lots of discussions. We continue these discussions and at night we are going to have party. Well, some hundreds of business cards are exchanged by one person and they have lunch and party, and we call it cell aesthetic. You know, all your cells, entire body will be excited. Well, it's a stimulus you observe from this conference. So many people came alone, but the direction they are seeing is very similar, which is important in my opinion. Diversity means that they are different in many ways, but the thing they think is they'd like to make progress, they would like to go forward. This is something they share, vision they share with each other. This is a commonly shared vision. Well, for the very first time you go there as a single participant, quite a lot of people join the conference alone, but maybe this is due to my strong intention. I'm so committed to create such a result and a scene. So therefore, I think 99.6% participants said that we are so satisfied. The satisfaction level was 96 point. Well, International Women's Conference for Women in Business. So this is around the table, and satisfaction level is 99.6%. And there are curators, and their opinions will be observed, and it will be posted to their company by their participants. So This is something they share. Yes, this is a roundtable conference by working people. It is not business. In a way, it does have some business aspect. I'm not selling anything in that international conference, and very purely we are talking about North Korea, Okinawa, and LGP, and this education and harassment and abuse. Oh, do you go to hot spring and we cover medical? We have all sorts of themes from online, from all over the world. They are accessing this international conference, and it is a nice statement that they talk every day. It does not matter where you are at and which space you're in. And for online, you can get lots of information. And we have Omotesando College, and we have conference in Omotesando College. There are small size, medium size, huge size conferences and meetings and lectures ongoing. Well, this system, well, can you apply this to our currently available education environment? Maybe. Well, this is something personal I'd like to ask you. You have children, and you were sending children to Switzerland, and they become so active, right? You know about my children. I have 2 children. So in such an international environment, children will become very healthy and active and positive. Isn't it nice to see them? I asked them to come over, but they're staying at home. They're staying home at this moment. And the younger one is a 3rd grader in junior high. Last year in October, second semester as a 3rd grader in Prime Minister. He's pretty good at mathematics and science, and he has got 100 score. And I'd like to have more difficult challenge. So he left junior high, and he went to Switzerland. He does not speak English, but math and science, he's number 1 in that school. He is speaking in English, and he is now in Japan because it's a international school in Switzerland. It is their summer vacation. It is wonderful that Switzerland, out of 100 different countries, they joined that school. And my son has 14 good friends, and nationality doesn't matter. Children are from U.S., Germany, France, and Europe, and Ethiopia. And there are so many friends. They are all from different countries, and they are having different country values. Therefore, from this point of view, when children are small, let's say junior high and high school students, when they go abroad studying, such a diversified sense of values and different races, if children are surrounded in such an environment, it is very, very helpful. Hopefully, you never know how helpful it will be. But this is how I feel. With the diversity of people, I do agree with you. So I'm from other universe. I'm going to give a certificate to your child. I really wanted to get my children, but they are staying home today. They'd like to become somebody different. So I was not pursuing something very ordinary. And my son said that he would like to spend more different life versus myself. When I was a child, if somebody would call me different, I was very excited. It's not strange. You are special. Different means you are special. That was what I liked when I was a child. So different means you are special, wonderful. That was somebody was praising me. When I was in the United States, I had a similar experience. There are so many subjects. I do not have to become an expert in each different subject. Naturally, of course. You cannot become expert in all different subject matters. There are ups and downs. This is one of the charming characteristics of a human being. And some area you are so excellent, then you have to become much greater. And in schools educational program, there were programs which have paid a lot of attention to that. Education in other countries pay a lot of attention to be vocally active. But in Japan, it's different. I asked my son in about 1 month or 2 months when he went to Switzerland, what is the difference between education in Japan and Switzerland? Completely different. He said, well, there are many printed matters. All I have to do is fill in multiple choice answers. But I needed to understand, write, analyze, and understand and express. That, training will bring about creativity. In the United States, I was in junior high school, and French was what I have learned. And in Tokyo, in my university, the school was open for different children studied abroad. Where was it? Kyosei was a school I was in. And French language, Camus was a writer, and I have read that book. I had a very hard time to translate it and write about it. And in the United States, I was supposed to take such a class, and that was An Alien by Camus. I have to work upon, and there are different levels, fundamental, primary class. Well, I decided to have an intermediate course. That means one semester you have finished fundamental part, basic. So 3 months you spend taking French lessons. And after that, you take intermediate class. And after 3 months, I have to talk about An Alien by Camus. The very first chapter, you have to read it. That was my assignment. And naturally, in Japan, you have to understand it very well. And you needed to translate that story.
In that case, let's discuss about it in French. It's I statement, and using the French language, you have to advocate. Using that as a topic, you have to explain how you feel. Mathematics too. International Baccalaureate IB and Cambridge, the mathematics test is 6 hours. For instance, the answer is there. Why is this solved in this way? You don't have to calculate. You need to appreciate things. Cambridge test, you are given an egg. Why is it round and such? You have to talk about it. In Japan, you have to do all the calculation. It's totally different. Interesting. I went to comparative culture in Sophia University. I grew up as a poor family and went to university. When there's an English lecture and if you take French, you lose. So I took Chinese. We have the advantage of knowing Chinese character. Comparative culture. September we start, and then I graduated, so I have a gap semester. I took comparative studies. I may be older later. Coming back to diversity, one concern, different diversity, different I statements come together. It's hard to get them together, right? When you do that, leadership, facilitation, and moderation, power is very important. Similarly, American organizations or training, there are many opportunities to learn. Naturally, Japanese is not very strong in this area. What do you think? When I do lectures, I make presentation, I make presentation, I statement, and there's no custom, so we want to practice. But when everybody says totally different things, how do you put it together? My answer is there's no one magic. Harvard University still has this leadership study. There's book published every year, meaning that it depends on the team and year. Soichi Noguchi, the astronaut that I spoke to, we talked about leadership a little bit. These astronauts that come to NASA, smart, and they're very good people and great physical athletes. But you need to select one captain out of that team. How is leadership created? He said, within leadership, 5 leaders, 5 styles. But interestingly, the followership, those who become leader, and the leader says A, even if you have different ideas as an expert or specialist, you fully commit to A, is followership. When I spoke to a different consultant, when you need to rebuild a company, they're very strong. President says, let's do plan 5. All the part-timers, directors, everybody goes for 5.0000. Everybody works towards that. Japanese companies, when the president says it's 5, they say it's about 5. Let's do 4.9. We don't have to be 5. I won't say they don't strive for 5, but each department are not committed to 5. There is no followership in Japanese companies, so rebuilding companies, it's too slow. That's true. Japanese companies actually, there is too much delegation. So how do you decide? The followership is also the power to follow. What's the goal? To make it the best for everyone is the goal. Unless the team members appreciate whatever the great leadership is there, it doesn't work. So if there's a great way to teach in American stuff, I statement, the teller, storyteller, they like to talk. The important is to listen, how to absorb. The story listener training is very important in America. So that needs to be practiced, and if you get that, then each perspective can be understood and you can optimize it and you can put it together towards one goal. Story listener training is a special training. Can they teach that at school? I know. International School of Asia, I went to observe today's leadership. They put the hula hoop together and they take it to the goal. If somebody is taking the lead, the hula hoop has to be taken by finger with everybody holding the hula hoop. Everybody, the follower, has to work together to put the hula hoop on the air. And somebody has to take leadership. And naturally that happens. The leader-follower arrangement happens. So physically they understand that, the leader-follower. That's the only way. Oh, that's where a leadership program starts. And show and tell, they have that. The presentation is not PowerPoint. So you bring your favorite toy. Bringing toy to school, first of all, is banned. Showing and also being proud of what you have is not good. You bring your favorite. This is wonderful. You should ask your grandma to buy it. Let's play together. You need to summarize. And then you tell what a great relationship you have with the person who gave you that gift. Even from the time and you're in kindergarten, that show and tell is in English class. I shouldn't be talking so much. There's listening. So getting that training or being blindfolded and team of 3 and creating a tent. What is the teamwork that you can create a tent? You do all these creative things to do class and team building and everybody working together. The department head also is there as a team member, and that becomes common, then it's very natural. That training needs to happen, otherwise it doesn't work for America. So you're saying team building, to do the team building, different experience training is to give you more listening. Yes. Because you're doing the team, you can physically understand, then you can listen better. Then you need to add more ideas to someone's comment. Otherwise, it's just talking. Discussion is very abundant. How you make your I statement, you have to be listening to make the next I statement. That listening. And decide where you positioned against the comment. That conversation's happening. You don't know when you're going to be given the ball. You need to be a participant is part of your grade. So everybody has to think. KMD SEMS Business School Consortium member, we are working with the students. Everybody raises their hand and listens. I feel this way, I feel this way. So that's a catchball. That's done very well. The Japanese education is rather, teacher is up there in the podium, and we're taking notes. You have to give your notebook to your teacher, whether the blackboard is being copied properly. It's a very strange phenomenon. So that's focused on discussion. Not so much. Japanese is rather, it's not appreciated. What was this person thinking? It's not creative writing or essay. Maybe it's more than before, but they wait for the teacher, but unfortunately, we are over time by 5. Sorry. I spoke too much. Sorry. So, sorry about that. I regret that. Thank you. So, lastly, wrap up. Is there something, one thing, that you want people to remember and take back with them as a message regarding diversity? So, is there something that they should remember as they leave? I'd say I statement is something that I want you to remember, take with you. Don't take it wrong. It's not to be egotistical. It's to start with an I statement to contribute. Our site without advertising, so this is not a sales pitch. Our site, the round table for women, there is one topic or two every week. So 230 letters or words is a good exercise for you to write. Those topics that you've not studied before, subjects that you've never thought about. So if you think about that, then everyone, when you read your paper, things that you never noticed will be more important to you, which will be a better diversity for your inner self or listening capability. So start with the I statement. Thank you.
まさしくその I
Exactly, I
statement
statement.
を多軸で自分を作り出
So
すためには
create different
好奇心
axes.
が大事だということを
Curiosity is
私から
very
言い
important.
たいと思います。で好奇心っていうのは自分で
Curiosity,
努力すればいろいろあっ
if you
て
work hard,
日常例えば道を歩いてる
if
時
you're
の
walking
なん
down
か見
the
えなかっ
street,
たことが見えてくること
what you never
観察力であったり
discovered
ちょっとした細か
by
いところでなんか
observing,
気になるものを見
you
つけた
find
り
something.
そういうトレーニングをして
So
い
that
く
kind of
と実
training,
はアメリカの
the
IPO を何
US
社もしてい
IPO
るっていうビル・グロスっていう人
Bill Gross,
友達いるんですけど
friend
彼が
of
なんで
mine,
何社もその
why is he able to list so many
奇跡に
companies?
近い
It's
いやい
quite
やだって別に
miraculous.
僕毎日歩いてたり仕事したりする
When I'm
時ちょっと
working,
気になって
I'm
嫌だなと
walking,
思うことをただそれを
I
体験してる
just
だけなんだよ
try to
まさし
resolve
く
whatever
好
I
奇心を持っ
notice in
て
my
発
daily
見を
life.
し
It's
実証してそれ
curiosity
が
and
みん
putting
な
that
の
into practice
に共有
and
さ
then
れて
helping and sharing
成功している
and being
なので好
successful.
奇心が大事だと思い
Curiosity
ま
is
す
important. Thank you. So sorry about the poor moderation. So sorry to be a bit over time. Thank you. We enjoyed it very much.
どうもありがとうございました。
会としてのラップアップはどなたかからするんでしょうか。あ、そうですか。ありがとうございました。